So in this lesson we will see how to find the equation of a straight line. So basically there are two ways to find the equation of a straight line. So the first method is by applying y is equal to mx plus c, and here this m represents the slope of the line, this c represents the y-intercept. Now before moving on towards the concept of how to find the equation, we first need to understand the concept of intercepts. Now for instance, if I have this coordinate plane, this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis, and I consider a line which is in this direction, like this is the line. So I can see that this line is basically cutting the y-axis at this point and the x-axis at this point. So this point right here is known as the x-intercept, where always y will be equal to 0. And this point right here is known as the y-intercept, where always x will be equal to 0. That means if I summarize the concept, y-intercept will always have the value of x as 0 and there will be some value of y. Whereas on the other hand, if I see the x-intercept, so there will be some value of x, but the value of y will always be a 0. Now this c right here represents this value. This is the y-intercept value. Like for instance, if this line is cutting at 4 and here this line is cutting at like 7, so the coordinates of the x-intercept will be x, 7, 0, and here it will be 0, 4. So I can say that 7 is my x-intercept, and this complete is the basically the coordinates of this point right here, and these are the coordinates of this point right here, and this is my y-intercept. So this was the whole idea of x-intercept and y-intercept. Now, just to make things really clear, all you need to do is, if you want to apply method number 1, you need to have two things. The first thing is you should know the slope. If you know the slope, you can apply this method. And secondly, you should know the y-intercept, which is denoted by c. So if you have these two things, you can easily apply this method to find the equation of a straight line. So let's consider an example. Like for instance, I am considering 2 points. So 1, 3 and 5, minus 7. So I need to find the equation of the straight line, which is based on these 2 points. So first things first, that you have to first of all label these points. So this is my x1, this is y1, this is x2, and this is y2. So as the method says that you should know the slope first and then you should find the y-intercept. So by using these 2 points, I'll simply find the slope by applying y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And the value of m will be equal to y2 minus y1 will be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1. So from here I can see the result will be negative 10 over 4. So I can further simplify this by writing it down as negative 5 over 2. So I have my value of the slope. Now what I can do is I can simply find the value of c. Now how do I find this value of c? So what you can do now is you can simply apply this formula y is equal to mx plus c, and then just pick any one of these points. You can either pick this point right here, or you can either pick this point right here. Just to make things really simple, I am picking this point. But this is not the only case. You can pick whichever point you like. You can even pick this point as well. So I'm picking this point right now. So 1 comma 3. So this is my value of y, this is my value of x. So just put y respectively in the place of y, and I have my value of m as negative 5 by 2, negative 5 by 2, and the value of x is just 1 plus c. So now if I just simplify this, I take this negative 5 by 2 on the left hand side, so this becomes 3 plus 5 by 2 is equal to c, and finally the value of c will be equal to 11 by 2, and I have my value of c, which is the y-intercept. Now finally I can see that I have both the things. I have my y-intercept and I have my slope as well. As soon as you have these two things, you can apply y equal to mx plus c to find the equation of a line. So y will remain as it is. Y equal to, the value of m is negative 5 by 2. The value of x is just like, we don't have to put the value of x because this is the equation. We are finding the equation, so we won't put any value of x. We'll just put x the way it is, plus the value of c is 11 by 2. So this is my final desired equation. Now the thing is, most of the students, they get confused, like what value should I put in the x and y? You don't have to put any values in x and y, because this is the equation, and the equation is based upon the constraints of x and y. So you have to give your answer in terms of x and y. So this is the equation of y in terms of x. So likewise, we can see one more example. So like for instance, I have a point 1 comma negative 7, and the examiner is already providing me with the y-intercept of maybe 8. So the y-intercept is 8, or even the examiner can give you the intercept in this way. So the only catch over here is you just have to see this position right here. So now all you have to do is just see that y equal to mx plus c, just apply this, right? And then what you can do is, I have my value of y as negative 7. So negative 7 will be put the way it is. We don't have the value of m. The value of x is 1. And the value of c is 8, right? So from here, I can simply find the value of m first. So the value of m here will be, m is equal to negative 15. So this is my value of m. As soon as I have my value of m right here, and I have my value of c right here, all you can do is now just apply y equal to mx plus c. Y will be copied the way it is. The value of m is negative 15. The value of x won't be replaced, like you don't have to replace anything over here. X will be copied the way it is, and the value of c is 8. So this is the equation of my desired line. So we can even see one more example here. Like for instance, we have the given slope as negative 7, and the value of c is maybe positive 8, and we don't have any point right here. So it's not necessary to have a point when you have to apply the first method. All you need to do is just apply y equal to mx plus c, because the only important things right here are the value of m and the value of c. That's it. So y is equal to, the value of m is negative 7, x plus c, the value of c is positive 8. So this is my final desired equation. Now let's move on towards the second method, and the second method is also really simple. It is based upon a different approach, which is y minus y1 is equal to slope m x minus x1. So in this approach, I can see that we don't have to specifically use the y-intercept. Instead, there are two things that you have to be concerned about, which is the slope over here and these things right here. Now, these things right here represent a point. So if I have the point, if I have this point and I have this slope, I can simply apply this formula. I don't have to worry about any y-intercept. That means I don't have to worry about any value of c. So what I can do now is, let's consider an example. So for instance, I have 5 comma 3 and I have -7 comma -4. All you need to do is, the first step will be to find the value of m, and the value of m is always computed by applying this formula, which is m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So the value of m will be equal to y2 minus y1, which will give me -4 minus 3 over x2 minus x1, which will give me -7 -5. So value of m will be equal to -7 over -12. Ultimately, this will be 7 over 12. So as soon as I have my value of m, now you can choose any one of these points, just to make things simple. I'm using this point 5 comma 3. So I'll consider my x1 comma y1 as 5 comma 3, and finally now all you have to do is just directly apply the concept of this approach, which is y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. Y will be copied the way it is. The value of y1 is 3 is equal to the value of m is 7 over 12. X minus x1, the value of x1 over here is, I can see the value of x1 is 5. Now all you need to do is just do little simplifications. So it will be y is equal to 7 over 12 x minus 35 over 12 plus 3. Now just simplify this part. So when I simplify this part, it will be 7 over 12 x plus 1 over 12. So this is how you basically have to solve this question by using this approach right here. Now we'll just compare the two methods over here. So the first method says that apply y equal to mx plus c, and the second method is y minus y1 is equal to m x minus x1. You can solve this question by using any one of these methods, so the choice is yours. So in this method, we'll have to find the slope first, and obviously in this method as well, we'll have to find the slope first. So let's find the slope. So m is equal to y2 minus y1. So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, x2 minus x1. So this will give me m is equal to 14 over -4. So m will be equal to 7 by -2. So -7 by 2 is the value of slope. Now this same slope can be used over here as well. Instead of doing the working again, I can just use this slope right here. So -7 by 2. Now Now here I need to find the value of c. But here you don't need to find the value of c. Instead, you just need to focus on the point. Here you need to find the value of c. Now how do I find the value of c? It's really simple. Just pick any one of these 2 points. So maybe this time I'll pick 1, 8. So I'm choosing 1, 8. So y is equal to mx plus c. The value of y is 8. The value of m is negative 7 by 2. The value of x is 1 plus c. Now all you can do is just take this thing on the left hand side. So this becomes 8 plus 7 by 2 equal to c, and the value of c then turns out to be 23 over 2. So this is my value of c, and this is the value of m. As soon as you have the two things, now all you can do is just apply this y equal to mx plus c. Y will be copied the way it is. M is 23 by 2. The value of x, there is no certain value of x because you are finding the equation, so you just have to keep x the way it is. And the value of c is basically 23 by 2. 23 by 2. So, oh, sorry, there is one mistake. So this is not 23 by 2, it is negative 7 by 2. So this is the equation of the line. Now what you can do is, in this approach, I'll simply solve the same question and then we'll simply match the results. Now here I have the value of m, I have the slope. Just consider one of these 2 points. So just to make sure and just to give you the complete and core concept, now this time I will use this point right here just to show you that even if you apply this method by choosing a different point, still the result will be same in both the methods. So y minus the value of y1 is negative 6. Negative 6 is equal to m. The value of m is negative 7 by 2. X minus the value of x1 is 5. Now let's do little simplification. So y plus 6 will be equal to negative 7 by 2x, negative 7 by 2x, negative 7 by 2 plus negative 7 by 2 times negative 5 will be positive 35 by 2. Now just take this thing on the right hand side. So this becomes y is equal to negative 7 by 2 x plus 35 by 2 negative 6. Now let's simplify this portion here. So the result comes out to be y is equal to negative 7 by 2 x plus 23 by 2. If you just make the common denominators by taking the approach of LCM, so you'll have this result 23 by 2. So we can see that we are getting the same perfect result even by changing the approach each time. So we are still getting the same equation.